Hello, it's the Riv, and I just wanted to come forward and talk about the woes of drugs and alcohol while playing the game. The reason I wanted to do this is because I saw a few comments in the Reddit threads about the Adderall scandals on how well they do after having a few drinks or getting high. The two things I want to hit on are addiction, which everyone knows what that is, and it's self-explanatory, but more importantly I want to talk about state-dependent memory, which I think is just as important in relation to addiction. This may not pertain to you, as you are either a light or casual drinker or sober in all ways possible, which is good. I recommend you stay that way for the purity of the game and, more importantly, your life. It comes from my passion of the game to send out a sort of like PSA video to talk to you about the dangers of and my experience with alcohol. I don't know much about the drug scene with marijuana or Adderall, but one thing in common is the addiction, save marijuana, and just as important, not well known, state-dependent memory. When I turned 18, I started drinking, just partying, hanging out with friends, acting a fool. So when I calmed down a little bit, I just drank on my own time whilst relaxing and letting loose playing games. I would have a friend up and we'd buy a case of beer and he would play WoW whilst I scrimmed on internet chat relay. This began to happen so often, I felt like I was only good during my playtime after I had a few drinks. But it was never just a few. I would keep going and going. I would play really sloppy as a drunk. It became more of a habit. Now, I directly relate playing Counter-Strike and drinking with each other. I cannot play without having a craving for beer or drinking. In addition to the cravings, I feel like my playstyle and performance isn't up to par unless I'm drunk. A few life events happen for me and I end up in an alcohol-related incarceration. Yes, because of booze, I'm in jail. I had to take a class, and the two things I learned in there that weren't common sense is 1, if you can't just have one, don't have one at all. 2, state-dependent memory. What state-dependent memory is when you are in a certain state and you learn something, you can only know or perform that something during that state. So if you are high or drunk and you learn to paint or draw, it comes back to you and you perform better in that state of mind. Counter-Strike was my drunken skill. I would literally go out to the store and buy beer because I knew I was going to play that night and wanted to play better. This brings me to the recent allegations of all the Adderall accusations. They may be prescribed this drug, and that in itself is okay, but people that have previously abused it or abused any other substance like alcohol or marijuana on the regular while playing the game could, I know everyone's different, develop this state dependency phenomenon and further the addiction of the substance in relation of playing the game. I am human and I enjoy having fun, so I'll still have a few drinks, but recently I've been trying to cut back during my game time. My realization of my dependence on alcohol made me want to be a good player without my liquid alcoholic hack. Take this PSA, think about if you are serious at Counter-Strike or any other game, don't you want to be good at the game and feel like it was all you and only you and your team? Not a substance? I recommend if you do have the oh I'm so good while I'm drunk effect that you take a minute and consider, are you really that good? Do you need this beer? If you're just having fun, that's fine, as long as you're safe and moderate yourself. But if you're going to exploit the alcohol or the substance, take it, drop it, and leave it, because it's not worth it. It will turn into an addiction. If it's an addictive product, obviously Adderall, alcohol, and it's not worth it. In the end, it just isn't. Be a better gamer on your own.